All right, Buff Nation. What's going on, everybody? Wow, 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 wow. Hey, we are never short. We are never short of news. And man, I just got to remind us. I got to remind us. I got to remind me. And this is a heartless sport that we absolutely love. This is a heartless sport. DJ Lundy, one of the transfers that I was most excited for, coming over here to Colorado. I believe he was here in Colorado, now on a plane back to Tallahassee to rejoin the Florida State Seminoles. And DJU, that kind of sucks. But hey, money talks, right? I would assume that Florida State just made him a better offer, and we're not always about that. That's kind of crappy. But again, guys, this is just the nature of the beast. This is a heartless, ruthless sport that we absolutely love. And hey, just like you're saying, Zion, life goes on. He never even suited up in black and gold. So where do we go from here? This is going to be interesting. Jalen saying we need to talk about heart as a recruiter. And it's going to be interesting to see how this Colorado staff and, Coach Prime, everybody responds. There are other linebackers in the portal that I could see us targeting. John, what's going on, man? I mean, crazy news about DJ Lundy. Y'all, Burd from Bird's Eye View is going to be joining me here in a minute. He's just taking time to get settled right now. But man. There are other guys that we can target, but it's going to have to look different. I mean, yes, Wester, Jalen Wester, if he joins his big brother here, he's going to be, I would imagine that he would be one of the favorites to start at linebacker. Again, the number one rated linebacker against the run last year. The only one ahead of DJ Lundy. Now, granted, that's G5. That's FAU. You're going up in a level of competition. So, maybe take that with a grain of salt. A little undersized. He's probably about the size of Trevor Woods, but there's still plenty of linebackers in the portal. Maybe we'll see other ones jump in here when it opens back up that we might target. It's going to be very interesting to see where we go from here. Yeah, y'all are bringing up some good points. Flock. I always forget how it's pronounced. I thought it's Flock. Maybe it's Flick. But here's the thing, man. I need to order some creatine, some HGH, some PEDs, some steroids. If y'all need me to use my 4 years of eligibility, well then, hey, let's get me right. Let's get me right for the job. Like I'm ready to do it. It's going to be very interesting. Now, I did just very briefly before I hopped on here, I decided, you know what, I'll just go and take a look at the portal real quick just to see, who else we got available. And then I'll get to some of your comments. And then hopefully Burd will be on here to chat for at least a few minutes. I know he's kind of working like I am, but hey, here's Burd. Just give me a thumbs up when you're ready to roll, man. I know. Oh, you're ready to roll? All right. Burd.
What's up, dog? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. Everything's great. How's it going, man? Long time no see. I'm sorry that this negative news is what's bringing us together, but it's good to see you, man.
It's like breaking up real bad on my end. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Hey guys, my audio.
Let me try something real quick.
Do I sound good? Yeah.
Yeah, let me try something real quick here.
Yeah, no worries.
Let's see.
But
yeah, it's like real choppy on. See, I might be able to switch
maybe try and reload. I'm not hearing anything from the commenters on the. Yeah, they're saying audio is good.
Okay, yeah, it might be something on my end. Then let me try something real quick.
All right, cool. We'll give you another minute or two. I'll go in and check this out then while we're waiting for Burd to get settled. it might just be the case where, hey, we're having to go after a guy that maybe was more of a part-time player this past year at the linebacker position at whatever school that he was at, and, seeing if he's going to take that next jump. Who am I talking about? Well, why not we're already taking a chance on another Alabama guy with Anquin Barnes. Why not take a chance on, Kendrick Blackshire? Okay. Now, this is just a very, surface level look at him, but hey, he should have some eligibility left, which is great. He didn't play enough snaps to be ranked, but in the snaps that he did play, obviously graded out very well and played, over 100 snaps. So, I mean, that's something, but 6'2", 233. It'd be nice to have a linebacker on there like that. So, anyways, y'all let me know if there are any linebackers that you feel like we should look at.
Let's see. All right, cool. I think we're good now, bro.
Okay, cool. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. All right, Burd. Well, hey, man, it's good to see you. I know this isn't the best circumstances, but how you been?
All is well, man. Can't complain. Definitely always appreciate you having me on the channel. Just been grinding, man. But yeah, I'm good to be back now.
Man, I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, man, crazy, crazy, crazy. This is a heartless and ruthless sport that we love, man. DJ and Lundy going back to freaking Tallahassee. Man, you win some, you lose some. Do we kind of have egg on our face as Colorado fans today? Maybe, but hey, now we just got to go find another one. What are your instant thoughts and reactions with this?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. We got to move forward. Of course, it is a shocker. I think, didn't he have like Colorado gear on like yesterday? I believe. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, right, it's the nature of the business. It is what it is at the end of the day. I'm not surprised that FSU did all they could to bring a starter back. I didn't think that we would see that happen, obviously, right, this late in the process. But, with those transfers, it's really not set in stone until they really step foot on campus and enroll in class. So until they do that, I mean, that commitment as a transfer doesn't really mean anything, right? So it was a shocker. But like you said, next man up. It is what it is. We got to bring in, some more guys. We got some backers that are still going to come on the way, of course. So, and we have some guys that are there that's going to have a chip on their shoulder that will develop. So, it is what it is. The nature of the business. We'll move forward and we'll still be all right.
Yeah. We'll make do at the end of the day, man. He never suited up, man. He never suited up. So we just got to move on, to our next targets. But let's talk about some of the guys that we have on the roster right now. I think we're all expecting Jalen Wester to join his big brother over here at Colorado. So I would assume that we have him coming into the linebacker room. But, how do you view that room right now with the guys that we have returning? Guys that maybe you're thinking could develop into a productive player for CU?
Right, absolutely. So, of course, we know that the front seven was something that we definitely had to shore up without question. So, losing Lundy, number one in the country when it comes to stopping the run is a huge loss, right? It's a huge blow. Hopefully, we're able to land Jalen. We're all expecting Jalen to come over with his brother. I mean, Jalen is a dog, man. He's a heat-seeking missile that can play sideline to sideline. He'll definitely be someone that'll come in and plug and play without question. Played a lot as a true freshman, started as a true sophomore. I mean, I did a lot of phenomenal things at FAU. As far as what we currently have right now in Boulder, I mean, I feel like a lot of those guys should have a chip on their shoulder, right? We didn't see the best out of that linebacker group without question. You still got a Demoy Kennedy there, a guy that's super athletic, that's super talented, that we're waiting for it just to come out, right? So, I mean, we have some guys that are there that we definitely can develop and guys that can just step forward, step up and move forward in the right direction for this defense. But losing a guy like Lundy does hurt. We're still going to get some backers that are going to enter in the transfer portal as well. But as far as the guys that we have there, I mean, we got to see somebody step up, be a leader, and be a dog that we know that we can be.
Yeah, I think you bring up a great point, man. A lot of these guys should have a chip on their shoulder because, I mean, they got random guys on the internet like me, criticizing them, critiquing them, wanting to see other guys come in there and take their starting jobs. I would love it if we can have a guy like Demoy Kennedy reach his potential. With a couple of the freshmen that we brought in this past year that redshirted, Morgan Pearson, Victory Johnson. These are guys that we're going to need some time to develop. Is that timeline going to be pushed up a little bit? I guess that is on them to see if that's going to be the case. But I'm very anxious to see those particular two guys, hit the field at some point. But yeah, in terms of like our other transfers, or I know that this is kind of putting you on the spot right now. Are there any other linebackers in addition to Wester that you could see us bringing in right now, or still kind of too early to tell who we might be targeting?
Yeah, that broke up real bad. Then what was repeat that? It was on my end probably.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Are there any names of any linebackers that come to mind right now that you feel like you might target?
Other than Jalen, I haven't really searched too much as far as linebackers. I know right now a lot of the really good linebackers are gone at the moment. Now the portal is going to open back up again, so we'll see some guys that are definitely jump in that we'll be able to get our hands on. Of course, we still have Keaton Wade coming from Kentucky. Now he's listed as an edge. He played a lot of linebacker at Kentucky. He was a 4-star linebacker coming out of high school. So we do have Keaton Wade. I'm high on Keaton Wade. I talked to a Kentucky guy, and he was pretty much saying how we're getting a dog in Keaton Wade, and he was expected to be a key contributor for that Wildcats defense in 2024. So we do have him leaning on. Hopefully that we're able to land another linebacker or two, because we're definitely going to need it now that we lost a linebacker for sure. But the one that I'm high on right now is Wester, without question, and I'm expecting us to land him.
And no doubt. Yeah, I've been very pleased so far with the type of talent that we've been able to bring in on both sides of the ball. I think Chidozie Wankwo is going to be a big-time piece for us in the middle. And hopefully we can continue to bring in a couple more D-line guys. And I think that's going to make the linebackers perform and look better when we got guys plugging up holes. But kind of zooming out a little bit, are there any other commits or transfers brought in here, over the last month or so that you're particularly very excited, very high on, pumped to see in black and gold?
Absolutely. So, of course, we know about the ones. We know about Shepard, right? We know about Wester, LeJontay Wester coming in. I'm really high on Shimon Matera as well, the tight end, a position that we really didn't utilize a lot. We had a walk-on wide receiver turned into a tight end with Michael Harrison, who actually gave us a lot of production, scored some touchdowns for us. But we got a true, legit tight end coming in that can catch the football and that can block as well, coming in as a 4-star guy coming from Cincinnati. So I'm really high on him. I'm also high on Quincy Wiggins from LSU. Now, I know we didn't get a lot of production out of him, but there's a lot of talented there. He's a freak of nature. When you actually see him in person, I mean, he's well put together and can really move for his size. And I feel like that's a guy that was, the number one overall player in the state of Louisiana coming out of his class. That's not a fluke, right? He was a blue chip guy. He had offers from all over the country. So I'm really high on Quincy Wiggins as well. Sam Okunlola from Pitt, another 4-star edge rusher, that he was going to be a key starter for that Pittsburgh, Panthers defense, without question. So I feel like him flying off the edge, he led Pitt in sacks last year as a redshirt freshman. I'm thinking he's going to come in without question. I want to see him develop more also in the run game. I don't want him to just be a pass rushing specialist that we're just putting in the game just to rush the passer. I want him to be a 3-down, 4-down defensive lineman that we can keep on the field in all different situations, and he's going to be able to contribute. But I like Sam Okunlola flying off the edge, Quincy Wiggins, Shimon Matera. I mean, we got some guys coming in. Preston Hodge is another one. Preston Hodge is a dog DB coming from Liberty. Physical with ball skills. I really, really like Preston Hodge and what he's going to be able to do. He's also versatile. He's played safety. He's played some corner. We can line him up in a lot of different situations. So, I mean, we have some guys still, even though we're losing Lundy, I mean, we still have a phenomenal transfer portal class that's coming in the Boulder that we should all be excited about.
Yes. Yeah, I think the level of player, again, the guys that we brought in this past year, I'm a firm belief, hey, overall our talent was better than it was in 2022. Now our talent pool, we're taking another step up, bringing in a lot of guys that have had time at and played meaningful reps at big-time Power 5 programs. And, yeah, like Sam Okunlola, I'm pumped about him. Now, I do want to get your take on this, Burd. Some people are like, man, we didn't need another wide receiver. personally, man, I don't have an issue with it. But what'd you feel about LeJohntay Wester coming out here and adding to this very deep receiving core right now?
Man, I'm gonna tell you something right now. That was a huge piece to get. I know, a lot of people were saying, we don't need more wide receivers. Listen, that's a guy that had 100 catches. There was only 2 guys in the country that did that last year, and he was one of them. I mean, I feel like he can also come in and help us in the special teams game as well. We know this special teams unit did not have a special teams touchdown. I mean, the only one that we had was with Dylan Edwards that got called back, I believe, in the Utah game. So we didn't have any special teams touchdowns. He's dominant. He's dynamic on punt return as well. He doesn't do a lot of kick return, but he's dynamic on punt return. But as far as being a receiver, I mean, the route running ability, the ability to get open. For you to have 100 catches, you're not dropping a lot of passes. When you get an opportunity to catch the football, you're catching the ball. You don't get 108 catches dropping passes. So, I mean, the ability to catch the football, the ability once he gets in space, I mean, he's extremely tough to tackle. I really love this piece without question. I mean, he's a pro. In my opinion, he's a pro. And when you team him up, I mean, think about it. There's no knock to FAU's quarterback, but he has a first-round quarterback in Shedeur Sanders throwing him the ball now, right? So, I mean, he got 108 catches, at FAU. I mean, of course, I don't expect 100 catches in Boulder because we have so many different weapons, right? But, I mean, he's still going to contribute at a high level without question. And I love the fact that Shedeur wanted him here. So he got a guy that he really wanted him, really wanted here. And it's going to be tough for these defenses, man. I mean, because who do you key on? When we got Travis, Will Shepherd, and LeJohntay on the field at the same time, I mean, we got a one-on-one matchup somewhere.
Just got to pray you get to the quarterback like they did last year.
Yeah. For sure. If we protect up front, Shedeur's going to set records. Because, I mean, the athletes we have on the outside, along with Shimon Mateer at tight end, let's not forget about the number 1 JUCO tight end that's Crystal Ball to come to Colorado as well. We may also have him. I mean, he's going to have weapons at his disposal. As long as we protect up front, we're going to score. Team's going to have to outscore us without question.
And no doubt. Yeah. Big time upgrades. I feel like definitely on the interior for the offensive line. Jordan Seaton out here. I still feel like Savion Washington is going to be that right tackle. We'll see if I'm right or wrong on that, but I thought the man played with half a leg. He was better than everybody we had with half a leg, man. Bring him in healthy. I feel like he's going to have an improvement. But yeah, right now, how do you view the offensive line? Do you think that we should target a few more of those guys coming in here? How do you read it right now?
I think we at least need to bring in one more for sure, because of course we lost Bedford, the previous Indiana commit that we had that ended up flipping to Oregon. So I believe we do need to bring in one more. But I honestly like where we are right now. I mean, we have starters in the building this year that are legit starters, right? I mean, you have a Tyler Johnson, a 4-star Tyler Johnson coming over from Houston. You got a 5-star in Jordan Seaton coming in. You got a Tyler Brown coming back, right? You have a Khalil Benson coming in that's going to definitely compete. Like you said, we still have Savion Washington, who I'm actually high on as well, too. I know he played a lot of the year hurt, but I still feel like he's definitely a key contributor to this offensive line, and he's going to play without question. No doubt the offensive line will be better. There's no doubt it will be better, and we actually have depth. I mean, you got guys like Yakiri Walker, right, from UConn, the center, who we're not even talking about yet, and we've already named like 5 or 6 guys, right? So now we have starters that come from other institutions that are going to come in, that are going to compete at a high level. But I still think that we need to go get one more guy just to make up for losing Bedford. We also got the FIU, transfer coming in as well. He was also a starter. So the guys that we brought in were starters. We didn't bring in guys just to fill in roles, just to fill in numbers. We actually brought in starters that can compete at a high level. So I feel like we'll be good on the offensive line without question. And it's going to be fun to see this offense click.
And no doubt. I'm looking forward to it now. Another thing that I do want to comment on here and get your take on, I know Smoke's been throwing this in the comments saying, Jim Leonard to Boulder. We're going to replace linebacker with Jake Chaney from Wisconsin. I was looking on Twitter. I don't think that's actually news yet. Correct me if I'm wrong, but how would you feel about Jim Leonard coming over here? Do you know anything about Jake Chaney? I know absolutely nothing about him, but give me your take on those two guys.
Yeah, I honestly feel like Jim Leonard is a win-win, dog. Like, I mean, first of all, you get a guy that played 10 years in the NFL, right? He was a DB, played at the highest level. And then, of course, he done at the highest level coaching, right? Being at Wisconsin, I believe he was there 5 years as a DC. He came in as like a DB coach and the DB coach, and then he was upgraded a year later as a DC. I mean, you think the first year that he was at Wisconsin, he was up for the Broyles Award, which is like the
Yep.
top assistant. He was a finalist for that after 1 year being a DC. I mean, he's had top 5, top 10 finishes in the country and a lot of defensive categories. I actually had a buddy. His name is TJ Renard. He was a DB. We grew up together. He played at Wisconsin, so he was there with Coach Leonard. So he know all about Coach Leonard. I kind of picked his brain. I was like, hey, listen, man, you know, he's a name that's kind of spinning around right now as far as possibly being in DC and Colorado. What's your take on him being coached by him, being a DB yourself? And I mean, it was all high praise. I mean, he said that the things that he knows, the way he communicates, how the bond that he forms, every player that's played for him loves him as a coach, loves him as a person. He was like, it will be a big splash of a hire if we're able to get him in Boulder. So, I mean, I'm all for Jim Leonard, and I think it's a win-win. I don't think we could go wrong with that at all. He's one of the best in the business.
Man, no doubt. I would be thrilled. Right now, he's like at the top of my wish list. And I will say, I think I guess this is real. Moving up to the top of my list, maybe right there with Jim Leonard, Pete Carroll just lost his job. So, I mean, that could be kind of interesting.
This is real?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
I mean, but from what I gather, it's like the DC, I don't know. How do you read this? Like, has the DC been hired and then it's not announced, or are we still trying to look to finalize this thing? But if that's the case, man, let's definitely make a call to Pete Carroll. Why not?
Yeah. I would think that the DC and the OC is already in place, especially this deep into pretty much this deep into where we are right now. I feel like it'll be in place already, especially it's in January. We're about to start the spring. If not, then definitely go out to Pete Carroll for sure. I mean, you gotta give him a call. At least gotta tell us no. But I would think the DC is already in place because I mean, you're getting a lot of guys, you get a lot of transfer guys that are committing to our program, and you would think they'll be committing knowing who their coach and who their DC is gonna be. That's what I would think. So I assume they're already in the building. We just haven't made an announcement yet. But if that is the case and they're not in the building, I'm calling Pete Carroll right now. He's gonna have to tell me no.
Yeah, come on now. Come out here for Boulder. Even if it's just 1 year, man, I don't care. Just come out here for 1 year. Get this defense in order.
Right.
But a lot of y'all are right. I mean, he's going to have a job immediately. And if he wants one, if he's not wanting to take any time off. But yeah, it's crazy that he's like as old as our presidents because he's still out there running around and all that. But Burd, I know we got to start wrapping things up here again in just a few minutes, but I do want to check in with you.
Yep.
Your brother, man, getting ready for the Senior Bowl, all of that. Yeah, let the viewers know. What do you got going on? What can we be looking forward from you and your family, in the next month leading up to the NFL draft? Who should we have our eye on?
Absolutely. I appreciate that, man. So for those who don't know, my little brother, his name is Willie Drew. He's been labeled as the best D2 cornerback in the country. He finished this year with 16 PBUs and 6 interceptions this season. He was able, blessed enough to get a Senior Bowl invite. So he'll be at the Reese Senior Bowl. We will be in Mobile, Alabama. I'll touch down that Wednesday. The game is that Saturday. It'll be on NFL Network. He's right now, the latest mock draft that we've seen has him at a top 100 pick. They had him going in the 3rd round to the Baltimore Ravens. We've seen Baltimore. We've seen Buffalo Bills. We've talked to all 32 teams. They've all been to Virginia State. We've talked to all of them. They're high on him right now as far as being a high character guy. He checks off a lot of boxes. He's 6 foot, about a $180, runs a 4.4. I mean, he's doing a lot of great things. Started his career off at James Madison. So yeah, we'll definitely be at the Reese Senior Bowl. Again, plays for Virginia State, wears number 23. So be on the lookout for that. It'll be on NFL Network. Extremely blessed, man. It's just a blessed opportunity. I mean, it's something we talked about, ever since he was knee high to a grasshopper, and now it's crazy to see that it's actually coming true. So we're just blessed and thankful for the opportunity. Wouldn't be here without God. So we're just hoping that everything continues to go well for him. He's stays healthy. He's up for the running right now. He's a finalist to win Division II National Defensive Player of the Year. So we'll see what happens there, but he's a finalist for that award. So I'll keep you all updated. I'm trying to get my media credentials right now for the Senior Bowl. I actually submitted that yesterday.
Let's go.
So I'm trying to get that media credential so I can be there on the sideline and get some great footage for you guys. So I'll keep everyone updated with that. But as always, I always appreciate you for allowing me to come on and just talk Buffs football with you, man. It's always a pleasure.
Man, absolutely. And yeah, I love doing this. So thankful that you started this channel, man, because you've been one of the guys that inspired me to get out here, start doing my thing. So it's always an honor and greatly appreciative to have you on, Burd. And man, there was something else I was going to ask real quick. Hey, Willie Drew, does he play more outside? Does he play slot? My Denver Broncos, man, we need another corner. We need another corner.
Gotcha. So he plays a lot of outside. Now he's versatile, but he plays a lot of outside. He's a physical corner. I mean, sticky coverage, gets up in your grill, bump and run type of deal. A lot of that was developed at James Madison because James Madison is known for DBs. And I mean, they played a lot of cover zero, put a man on an island. Hey, you inverse that guy, you got to cover him. So, but he's extremely versatile, man. Really, really good in man coverage. I feel like he'll be a great asset to anyone who drafts him. I know he's a small school kid, so I know that's going to always be a knock. He's coming from a Division II. But, I mean, you roll the tape. I have the tape. I have his tape on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to see that. I mean, he's extremely physical. I mean, he loves to tackle. That's one of his favorite things to do is he loves to tackle. But, I mean, his ball skills are incredible. He had 5 interceptions as a junior and then followed it up with another 6 interceptions as a senior. So, I mean, that's 11 interceptions in 2 years, almost 30 passes defended. So, I mean, he's done some phenomenal things, and whoever gets him is definitely going to get a steal.
I love it. And yeah, D2 guys, they've been drafted high, and they can play. I mean, we saw that Ravens player, Kyle Hamilton. Was he D2?
Yeah, I believe he was D2. He was a DB. He's one of the best. I believe he got hurt, but he was one of the best DB there that they had in Baltimore. I mean, but yeah, you're right. Those D2 guys come in, FCS guys also. I mean, those guys come in as technically underdogs. I mean, they go in and shine. They're comparing him to what's his name? He's at Kansas City right now. The DB for Kansas City. His name is slipping my mind right now. But he's Joshua Williams. He was actually in our conference. He played at Fayetteville State, which is in the CIAA, which is in Virginia State's conference. So he's a D2 guy. He went to the Senior Bowl. He's taking the same path as my little brother. He went to the Reese Senior Bowl as a D2 corner, and he went out there and he showed out. And they were like, hey, man, he's one of the best guys here. And he ended up getting drafted in the 4th round to the Kansas City Chiefs. This happened, 2 years ago? So that was in the 2022 draft. So, I mean, he went from the exact same conference, playing going on the exact same route, and he went in the 4th round. So I think he's on that same path, and we're going to see what happens.
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking, Kyle Hamilton. I guess he went to Notre. I'm thinking of somebody else, man. Just ignore what I'm saying, everybody. But but there have been other ones all out there. But Burd, always appreciative of your time. We both got to get back to work, but I appreciate you coming on here last second. It's always good to see you, and hopefully we can link up again soon, man.
Absolutely, man. I always appreciate you, man. Definitely thank you for what you're doing, for the community, for Buffs Nation, without question. If you're watching from my channel, make sure you subscribe to Dave Talks Buffs. He's always bringing, phenomenal news, phenomenal updates, without question. And if you can always find me on Bird's Avenue at YouTube, man. I appreciate you always.
Absolutely. Yeah, y'all go subscribe to Burd, please. Link is in the description of my video to his channel. Please do that. Y'all enjoy today. Have fun. And as always, go Buffs.
Go Buffs.